Come here! Yeah!
What is up, everybody? My camera's not on, but it's me, Macho. Welcome to Breaking Rad. How's everybody doing tonight? Is my camera working?
It is working.
Am I pixelated? Okay,
No,
that's good
okay.
news. That's good. All right, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I am actually doing great. I hope that you guys are doing great. And real quick, I just wanted to let everybody know, thanks for being here. We're a bunch of geeky, Christian, video game loving, nerd culture loving, comics writing, making, drawing, designing dads. And this is Breaking Rad. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yes.
Mr. Murdoch and
How we doing,
Kokushuko Papa Shango.
All right, two
Goon
early birds.
Squad, that's right. Yep. The Goon Squad is back. We have a great intro. I agree, David. It is pretty incredible. We got our boy Marky Mark down below to say
I did that.
Mark.
What the? How dare you?
I did the countdown.
Well, I directed.
Oh yeah.
How dare?
I'm just kidding. The countdown was quick, like half an hour, but all the pixel art took longer. So whatever.
See, look at that.
Whatever.
Look at that. At least two of us contribute to the stream. That's great.
Well,
Boom.
I do that intro every week. Is all I'm gonna say. I
I
break the ice with everybody every week.
Mutt looking fresh from vacation.
Yeah, I'm feeling
yeah.
great, man.
Oh
Look at, what are you doing? Are you trying to dance? Are you dancing?
I'm just showing you how frisky I am.
You can give yourself a stroke, old man. Stop that.
I know, yeah.
Dangerous.
Goon Squad, unite!
That's
We
right.
need a chant. Okay, I'm sorry.
A chant.
We're good.
Like
We
what?
proceed.
Give us an
I
example.
just see Mutt got me excited because he was all like, "Rah!" And I was like, "Oh, we need like a thing that we chant." Like, goon, goon, goon.
Well, look. Tonight's show is going to be a little bit different. Typically, we have a bunch of segments that we have planned out that we're going to do. Name that death and this and this and this and this. And you know what? We decided Mark needed a break because he works hard. He works his little precious little soft fingers to the bone. Look at those guys. Look at those things.
Very sensitive.
They're very sensitive. And so we wanted to change things up a little bit, and we wanted to work on kind of a little passion project. One of the things that really got us started that we got really excited about, and we thought other people got excited about too, and that is our comic book that we hope to eventually put out at some point in time, legitimately, called Drifters. So if you're interested in the comic book creation process and how us four are going to do that, whether it's right or wrong, we'll let you be the judge. Be a part of that and comment in the chat with your ideas and thoughts and stuff like that. We think it would be great.
And hey, congratulations, David Murdoch. Awesome news. Maybe
way to go.
shop will carry our comic in the future.
Ooh.
That is very cool. Yeah, and so anybody who is watching this, if you have a completed, and I can't stress enough the word completed, like printed comic book, indie comic, Dave is real excited to put comics out in his store. He actually put some issues of Hero out there, and they all sold. It was really cool. It was very kind of him. We actually got to go on live with him. It was really neat. So he's an awesome dude. I'm sure that we can get you in contact with him if you so choose to want to do that. But yeah, check him out. He's in Idaho, Montana, Idaho. He's in Idaho. But cool shop. So yeah, and he's like all about indie comics and not the garbage that is out there of the big three. So yeah.
Who's the third one? What's the big three?
I think Image probably.
Image is way down below DC, but yeah,
that's like the big 2.5. What's not?
I was right. 2.5. Yeah, I mean, and you know what? Image does some good things, I would say.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Look at that.
I haven't gone to the comic shop lately. I got all those issues of Ultra Mega, and then it went on like break for a while, and I stopped going. And I need to go back and see if there's any more, because that book is crazy good. I love it.
I read issue 1, or are they issues or volumes? I don't know. They're thick, whatever they are. Man.
I don't know. They're real thick. They're like a double comic.
Yeah, it was good.
What'd you think?
I loved it. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was very bummed out by the end of it because I didn't realize it would get so depressing so fast, but it was good.
It does get depressing, but it like there's like sad moments in it, but it is like a legitimately exciting comic. But that sadness doesn't last too long.
Ooh.
Exciting things happen.
Oh.
Anyway. Yeah. It's good.
But your green screen's starting to fall apart there, buddy.
Oh.
They're gonna see the toilet pretty soon.
Yeah, it's getting a little used.
Got stuck in the flusher one night and just
not the toilet.
It will pick back up in 2022. Okay. I got a couple months. I'm gonna get it when it comes back. It was good. All right, so once again, like it's funny too, because nobody who would normally be here, I think, in the chat is here that I can see or has commented, because I think they just felt that we were going to do something. Yeah, Kukushuko's here, but we're going to do something different.
They could feel it in the air.
They could feel it in the air. So I think that is a great time to start on our stream here. And it's about our comic called The Drifters that we started, excuse me, in retaliation. Is that the right word?
Yeah, retaliate.
When they did the New Warriors, they redid the New Warriors, and how insanely bad it was. We decided we were going to make our own super team in about an hour, and we did so, and I think it's really good.
Oh my!
There he is. There he is.
He's always just lurking around that corner from his bird nest.
So I think that it's only logical for Mutt to tell us who the Drifters are. Go ahead, Mutt. Take it away.
Okay. Well, here's the Drifters. I got to pull. I don't have the picture. Can you guys pull up the picture that I can talk from? Oh wait, I got it. Hold on a second.
I am 100% unprepared for the evening.
That's fine. You weren't asked to do anything. You weren't asked to do anything. So it's
just
totally
look pretty for the streamers.
Okay, I got it. I got it real quick. I'm going to share it real quick. Give me a second. Sharing.
By the way, Stat, welcome.
Sharing.
Good to see you.
That was a great
entrance. How much
entrance.
that comic goes for? Which
it's like $7.99. I think it's $7.99 is what the
there it is.
Ultra Mega goes for, if that's what he's talking about.
All right.
It is about the super powered barbershop quartet. It is.
Ooh.
Just wait.
Even better.
This is our superhero team. It's called the Drifters. The characters are called Short Fuse. He's the little guy up top. He's one of my favorites. He's a sort of a forge type character who can create mechs and weapons of different kinds from just junk that's laying around in the junkyard. Then you have let's go to Buffalo Phil over here.
Hey Cal, put Kokushuko on the screen this whole time, please. This whole time. Thank you.
Wait. Pause. I didn't think New Warriors came out. I thought they canceled it before release.
No, it never came out, but it looked garbage.
So that's why the asking price is $200, because there's probably like a couple pre-production issues floating around out there. Not because it's good or anything. That's it.
But if it was actually something people wanted, it would be going for over $1,000, not $200. It's awful.
All right, proceed, Mike. Just leave that up there, though.
You're a jerk, bro. So then we got Buffalo Phil, and basically he was a disrespectful type of tourist person who was in a Japanese holy temple, and he had to go to the bathroom, and he couldn't find a good place, so he went potty in an ancient urn that was cursed. And so because he did such a disrespectful thing in such a an ancient and holy place. He was cursed to wear this crazy mask, which transformed him into kind of a necromancer type of character who can only have physical form if he were to like sort of take possession of a dead body. So he's kind of a creepy magical character. We have Patient Zero. That's my favorite name for any of the characters.
It's not his name.
One of the coolest things that we came up with.
Put Kokushuga back up there
as a team. Patient Zero was just that. He was Patient Zero in the terrible.
That's the name.
Koof plague. And so because he was the original patient of the Koof, he was endowed with super abilities after recovery, mutant abilities to absorb problems like health problems and to heal people around him. So he could take kind of a sickness out of somebody and then actually use it as a weapon. He tries to keep about a 6-foot distance from the rest of his teammates because of the amount of the original Koof virus that he is walking around with. And his hair looks like a virus.
The little red
I like
buds.
how you call it the Koof.
The Koof.
Above him, we have a character called Weezer. Now, Weezer is he's kind of like the comedy relief of the book. It's all a lot of comedy relief, but he's specific because he is a speedster who can only run short distances before he needs a puff of his inhaler. The inhaler is because he has asthma. And so he can only run very short distances like a normal person, like a 5K or something like that. And then, he has to stop for a break and recharge his batteries and get a puff of his inhaler. So he's very handy to have around, kind of like having the Flash, but only for short distances and for short periods of time.
Yeah, he's not going to run around the world and spin it backwards or anything.
No.
He doesn't have the breath for that.
That's right. Then we have this character of the big lady over here. This is Cezanne. She's an alien who came to Earth and was sort of crash landed here because she was escaping her own homeworld because of the terrible war that was going on there. While she's in Earth's atmosphere, her body responds to environment, so she can grow and enlarge when it's sort of a warm season. And then she can shrink and sort of have like seasonal powers, kind of like Iceman in the winter, kind of like, I don't know what we said. I think we said that she kind of dies off in the fall and then she's regenerated in the spring or something like that. Not sure. But we'll have to flesh that one out. But basically her physical powers are the result of the environment that she's in. And then last but not least, certainly not least, we have the duo of Bindlestaff and Finbar.
It's my favorite.
Bindlestaff is he's a Celtic wizard.
Very handsome Celtic wizard, might add.
Handsome.
Very handsome, and actually crafted after one of our very own, myself.
I like his knobbly knees.
Well, except for that part, I have very masculine and awesome kneecaps and shins. But
they're swollen because he's always sitting on the toilet.
Masculine shins.
Strong masculine shins.
But Bindlestaff, he has little skinny legs because he's an old wizard. But he was cursed. He was in a battle, sort of a wizard duel with another ancient wizard who cursed him to be a beggar for the rest of his existence, a forever beggar, so to speak. And he just lived and he lived his life as a beggar, never realizing that the Bindle staff that he was carrying around, who his lunch tied to, was actually an ancient Celtic wizard staff that had power of its own. His sidekick is named Finbar, and Finbar was cursed to be a dog mongrel who had to walk with him for the rest of eternity. No one else can understand Finbar except Bindlestaff, and Finbar just sounds like a normal dog to everyone else. But when he talks to Bindlestaff, he actually gives Bindlestaff good information and all of his sort of like best ideas, but he never gets any credit for it.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Wasn't didn't we establish that Finbar was the evil wizard? They kind of cursed each other before.
Yeah, I thought we did. Yeah.
Yeah,
well, they're kind of stuck together now.
Curse off. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's my breakdown, a quick breakdown of the team.
Did you get off the top of the head for that?
I did.
Okay, all right.
That was great.
Did I do good?
You want to give a rundown of what this team actually is, like what the
so the Drifters are kind of a ragtag group of homeless types. All of them have had kind of a hard life or a hard existence, and they all have problems that keep them from having relationships or anything like a healthy relationship in their life. So they kind of find their way to this one place, I think in Phoenix, and it's like a cosmic portal halfway house. And so they find this cosmic caretaker who pulls them in because of their special abilities and actually works with them to kind of redeem them from the terrible past that they all have and sort of work their way into a more of a heroic or more of like a giving or generous mindset. So redemption is a big part of the topic that we're covering with this story.
By the way, welcome, Rusty. I just saw he popped in there. The real life Bindlestaff and Finbar. He's taking his dog for a walk tonight.
That's right.
What we like is, stories about the underdogs, stories about people that were down and out and they pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and they made something out of themselves. They came back stronger than ever and conquered, whatever evil in their life. So what we get to do in this story is we get to tell that kind of story for each of these individuals. They all have their own stories. And then as a group, they're trying to get it together. They're trying to be like a team, like a family. And they're trying to do things that are, good for the community instead of just being deadbeats all the time.
Scotsman. I'm kind of a fan of the overdog story. Attaboy. By the way, welcome, right. Scotsman.
Yeah,
welcome.
How you doing, buddy?
So I think this is kind of cool. I always like the underdog, and if we look at this in a serious light for a second, like I've made some dumb decisions in my life, so I kind of see stuff like this. See yourself in the situations of the comic book before, right? Like you put yourself in those situations, and I think it's kind of cool. We're going to go at this as with the angle of like least of these that have made some dumb decisions probably in their lives. Like they've all made bad choices, but they've all kind of risen above it. I like the idea of this story, and they're going to be great even if the rest of the city never knows that they're great or whatever, or the world as a whole doesn't get that they're these great people. It is kind of cool because they'll know in their hearts, right? So seriousness over. I'm done. That's my bit for the night.
I like how they're all cursed in some way. Short Fuse is a little person and he feels an inadequacy there. Weezer has got his lung issue. He's a fast runner, but he can't do it very long. Bindlestaff and Finbar have their magical curse. Buffalo Bill is cursed. Patient Zero, he can't get close to anyone. And I think Saison, I think what she needs is she has a real problem with self-esteem. And so she's super hot for half the year, but the other half, she's either this hulking, gross monster or like super shriveled and like weak looking. And like, she looks bulimic. And so those 2 months or those 2 quarters of the year or that half of a year, she's really, really self-conscious.
It's like be on the cover of Sports Illustrated if she wanted.
Yeah, it's like No, I think she's like the Fiona from Shrek. You know,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good comparison.
Yeah.
She's
That
the
always
Fiona
bothered
of our
me
team.
at the end of Shrek. I didn't like that she turned into an ogre. It was
That
it was
she
disturbing.
she went backwards.
Yeah, we're supposed to be happy about it. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not happy about this. at
Yeah,
all.
and in the second one, and like Shrek has the ability to become this like big beefy hot dude, and then they both become ogres again. I'm like, no, you guys went the wrong way.
Be beautiful.
He just wanted to live in a swamp. Leave him alone.
Yeah,
Don't
Yeah,
get-
I resonated with that part. I thought it was great that they wanted to be ogres. They could just be ogres and eat their like onion soup and all the gross stuff that they liked. I thought that was cool.
Nobody wants to look at an ogre, though. Nobody wants to look at that. Be beautiful. If you can be beautiful, be beautiful.
Be better.
That's what I always say.
Be beautiful.
Well, as far as like the redemption thing for me, like what I like, especially when it comes to Cezanne.
Oh no, he's an underdog now.
Yeah, right.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
When it comes to Cezanne, like her problem is she's like, yeah, she's got self-esteem, but it's like confidence. She needs confidence because she actually is a ruling class, but she doesn't want to take on the responsibility of ruling on her planet. So she doesn't want to have to fight and do the duel like she's supposed to. So she leaves. She doesn't fight for her planet. She's a coward. She runs from her problems. So that's going to be her character arc, is finding out how to sort of face up to the challenge that she's been given in life.
Right.
yeah.
that's
But
cool.
my thing too.
And yours. And yours. Short Fuse is my favorite because Short Fuse is physically challenged, and his problem is he can't see himself bigger than he is.
Yeah.
And so like he needs to sort of find that heroic side of himself so he can see himself as large as he actually is in his heart.
He's compensating by building things bigger.
Mm-hmm.
All this stuff is overly. That should be a running gag. Is like everything he makes is like too big. they need
great.
like stealth weaponry, and he's
That's
making
great.
these like giant bazookas.
That's great.
Good.
Stop it,
good.
Short
Write it
Fuse.
down. Write it
Yeah,
down.
we should be somebody should be writing this information into the document. So,
Well, we'll have to go back and watch.
yeah,
We're creating the document as we speak.
That's correct.
This is
Oh, and by the way, if you haven't watched it
I
already,
like that.
there are 2 amazing edits that Mark did of our first sessions with this, and it will kind of get you to where we are now. So if you haven't seen those, go to our YouTube channel and watch those. They're just Drifters Part 1 and Drifters Part 2. They're really short, but they're really funny, and it kind of shows you how we got to these characters and the original challenge and all that stuff was really fun.
It's pretty
Yeah, I got to start working on a part 3. We had a bunch of streams way back in the day. And then
Yeah,
we
we
just
did a bunch of them in a row.
never came back to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is our back to it.
Back to our roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess like as far as this goes, we have talked about making this into a real comic, like a real comic book that we all work together and crowdfund on. And I guess, what do you guys think? Is that still something we want to do? We've even looked at artists. We've been sending artists back and forth and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'd love to get this thing done and created.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too fun to write for me to not do. Like, we have to do this. Like, I'm having a lot of fun scripting this thing. Yeah, we
did a first kind of couple scenes, I guess a couple pages we had worked on, and Cal and I both put some thoughts into it. And I know Cal, I think you scripted a lot of that today, huh?
No,
Like-
I had
Or you've been working on it?
I had like 5 pages. I did 2 more pages today, and then I kind of went back and fine-tuned them. But it's just basically the first. It's one scene, and it introduces 4 of our characters,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next scene will bring in 2 more, and then Cezanne will come in. She's kind of like the focus of issue 1, of her retrieval and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, like we're legitimately working on it, but what do you
Thanks, dude.
think are like ultimately our goals, as we last talked about it, were to crowdfund this book, to have some kind of cool perks that you could get to get into this and to make a really interesting comic book and actually, flesh out this universe, because it's kind of I think we're creating a pretty funny action-packed universe. I mean, what are y'all's thoughts on this?
Crowdfunding it, you saying?
Yeah, like, I mean,
Yeah.
is that something we want to do? We want to look for an artist? Like, what's our,
Yeah, I mean, I know we've been throwing around artists and stuff. I still think we need a more fleshed out script, I think, before we start doing that. But it's good to have certain ones in mind. Preferably somebody cheap, because somebody nice and cheap would be perfect. But
anybody
also
knows anybody nice and cheap and good,
who's also talented.
Who's also incredibly talented.
Preferably somebody who doesn't know they're talented, and we're not going to let them know they're talented.
Yeah, we're going to tell them how crappy. We're going to keep telling them how crappy they are.
We're always going to be like, I guess it's fine. Just send me the PDF, and
Yeah, God. I mean, like, this is what you're going to hand in, like you did this. Would you do this last night or something? Come on.
Yeah, we keep referring to him as like our or her as our backup artist. This would be good if the other one doesn't pan out. He's
right.
fine.
Yeah, this will be good.
This will fill the void.
What does it say? Wow, when Dan looks down, the shadow makes it look like he's got a huge ZZ Top.
Yeah, you are shrouded in shadow tonight. You were just
mystery.
I don't. So let's talk about that's kind of the plan. We're going to crowdfund it. That's what we want to do. But I think that we should go over kind of what the story is so far. We might not want to give away everything. I think we've talked about this a little bit though, Cal. Like kind of what we had already written out, I guess. As far as like story idea went. So I guess we could talk about that, the big picture, and then also the villains.
Yeah. Cal, why don't you give like a rundown of kind of like where the story is right now, without like giving everything away, but kind of tell them like what we got going right now, like what we're thinking about for the story.
I honestly don't know. I don't remember what our story was. I wrote the intro scene, but it's really just a way to introduce the characters.
Okay, well, tell them about that, and I think I can give an overview of sort of the big idea.
Well, there's really nothing to tell. I mean, it's just.
Man, you were writing so much crap in our Discord the last day.
That's why I pitched a table read, because there's really not. I mean, this is what it is. It's an introduction to the characters, but.
All right. Well, do you want to
see how that happens?
I mean, I poo-pooed that idea, but I guess we could just do it.
We would have had to pick roles and stuff. It's fine. They don't need to see. I mean, it's not like a huge deal. But I honestly don't have anything to say. I mean, I have like ideas to augment the character, change the characters here and there, but I don't have anything story-wise to tell.
Well, like I think the big thing we talked about was revolving around sort of like the first big major bad guy that they go up against. So we actually designed a villain for the first issue.
Oh yeah, Margox, right?
That's right, Margox. And we're starting out the story. The part that we're talking about now that we're kind of fleshing out is like how we're actually introducing the characters in the book. And that's really difficult to really take a bunch of characters, throw them into action, show sort of what they're all about, and do it quickly, without doing an origin story for each one. Because what we want to do is hit the ground running in this story, because we know that, we're not going to be able to sell a comic book if we're going to do about, 40 pages of origin. So we're going to hit the ground running with sort of a right out of the box adventure. And throughout that process, we're going to talk about, we're going to give details of the origins of each character and sort of show you in flashbacks and different things how they kind of got to where they are now very quickly. And then the overall gist of the story is the fact that Cezanne, which is the character that I'm working on right now, Cezanne is an alien from another planet. She escaped her planet because her sister is destroying her siblings. And the reason she's destroying the siblings is because as she destroys each of her 4 siblings, she gets more and more powerful. So like there's 4 seasons, there are 4 siblings. So this Margox is her name. and she chases Cezanne to Earth. Cezanne thinks she's escaped and she's ran away and she doesn't want to deal with the problems. But as she has left her responsibility and role as a ruling class person in her home planet, she's left her planet open to the evils of her sister. So her sister comes to destroy her to get the last piece of the power puzzle. And as she comes to Earth, she gets more and more powerful because of the atmosphere of the planet. So Cezanne doesn't realize it, but she is a match for her sister. But it takes the team to help her realize that. And the first battle is against Margox. And all of these people kind of band together to save Earth from this powerful alien that's come to destroy her. Not only her sister, but then when she gets to the planet, she realizes how strong she is on Earth. And then she's like, okay, I like this planet too. Maybe I'll conquer this planet too.
And also, her name is actually Margot, but everybody just calls her Margox because of the way it's spelled.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a picture of her too. I'll have to find that.
It Creole style with an X. Yeah. Yeah, that is the overarching plot. I do like, without giving away too much, the intro of this book is really exciting, and Cal did a good job on this.
Very
And
nice.
it's pretty cool how it basically it opens in a way that I don't think anyone will see coming at all, and it's hilarious and exciting at the same time.
Thank you.
And pretty cool about like how the characters are introduced. And I think that like in creating comics, you have to be good at doing some of those intros, like, you know, how you meet the character, and sometimes it can be done very like heavy-handed and like clumsy, and then it can be done very well, obviously, and there's a lot of, you know, instances in history about how that's been done well. But I think this is one of those times that it's done really good and it's hilarious. So so I'm excited for people to start seeing this, and I believe we've shared some of it before, and I don't know how much we want to share, but I will just say that it ends up with a heist, a garbage truck, and a possession of a skeleton. I think is that enough to say?
I believe that was the gist of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So it's pretty exciting. I mean, like, we're kind of burning through a lot of like what we were talking about, you know, about.
Yeah, but people can go
tonight.
back and they can see a lot of this on those,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
So I think so tonight, what do we want to try to accomplish with these characters, with the story and all that?
I think next is kind of what we're going to talk about is what can the audience or our viewers or our friends here in the chat expect from us in the near future, and what I believe you have listed, which puts the work on you at this point until we get into the artist, is more defined character sketches, and then also more work on the story. So that would be Mr. Jameson and I, and then all of us really, and then building of the universe. We'll probably do some more live streams that might have more targeted points about this, but those are things that we need to kind of nail down. Obviously, you're working on one of these more defined character sketches right now, but I was thinking like we also missed one of the characters you didn't talk about. I was just thinking about.
Who did I miss?
The old lady that runs
You
the
missed,
halfway house?
yeah. You
Oh,
missed,
Jenny.
Jenny from the halfway house.
That's right. Jenny. Yeah. Well, I mentioned her, but
she's from the block.
Jenny from the block. That's right.
Halfway house.
yeah, I mentioned her, but I didn't get into it.
Yeah, what's really cool about this particular world that we are creating is like magic and that kind of stuff is real. It's not per se perceptive to, you know, people on the street, but if you are the right kind of drifter, we'll say you're gonna see some of that stuff. And Jenny, who is the purveyor of the halfway house that these drifter like losers live in, she kind of has the gift of seeing potential in people, and she's seeing the potential in all these like losers, for lack of a better term, and is gathering them in her kind of intergalactic halfway house, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty exciting because you get to be in this. They kind of have this wacky clubhouse that is like rules and logic don't make sense sometimes, but is just normal to them. And
it's like a cardboard box under a bridge or something, right? But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a Harry Potter tent. You like open it up and there's all these like extra rooms and stuff like that. So I think it could be kind of cool to explore what may or may not be in the house too, because there might be some adventures had in just like one room, like a closet of the house. So it's kind of a cool. We're trying to be. Yes, she is a Professor X type heroine, we'll say, to the story. We're not ageist here either, so she's an older lady and she's going to be helping these guys out. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, we made her a supernatural person. Like, she's a celestial type. Like, I think we were saying that she could be an angel. Like, she could take the form of some kind of a celestial being that is much fiercer.
Yeah, exactly. Scotsman's nailed it so perfectly well. Professor
Wonka.
X plus Wonka. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Willie X.
Maybe not as psychotic as like Willy Wonka. I'm pretty sure he he probably kills people, I think.
In her normal form that they see, she's an older lady who carries around cookies. She's kind of like who's the eldest of the girls?
She's oh shoot. No, I'm not going to.
Marge?
Sophia. She's Sophia from the Golden Girls.
Okay. Macho was about to get mad at himself for not being able to.
I was going to be very upset with myself. I love the
show.
Golden Girls. I love the Golden Girls. So I imagined her as Sophia from the Golden Girls, like this little teeny, Italian, white-haired, blue-haired, whatever.
Most kids in the 90s growing up had, posters of Cindy Crawford.
Right.
And stuff
had the Golden Girls.
Right. He had Sophia.
Yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with the Golden Girls. You watch your mouth. But I think that it's going to be great to explore that character because she's going to be very unassuming to a lot of people, and but she's powerful and kind of like wise, and always has a warm plate of cookies whenever you're feeling down. She's going to be an incredible part of the team, and will always have a word to lift spirits or point someone in the right direction. So I like the what Mutt said is maybe a celestial type character, right? Like she is this crazy powerful being, but also has her hot plate of cookies. Like I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, even celestial beings understand what flesh and blood beings like and need to feel better about their day.
Yeah.
So she's a caretaker. That's her whole thing. Is she's a caretaker, and her job is to heal and sort of get heroic types that are needed for the celestial battle, the war against evil, and all the things that are happening against Earth. She's kind of like a watcher in that way. She knows what needs to happen to get these people back up on their feet so they can help.
Okay, two things. David Murdoch says, "Save the roughs."
Save the roughs. Okay.
Coco Chico Papa Shango. You're on point. I already have a plan to get these guys into our Palladium game. Like there's no doubt.
That's awesome.
I sat down to start working on how to translate them into the game, and there are so many rules for superheroes in that system. It would be easy to get all these people in there. Even if I have to create some rules.
That's so funny.
Stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so I think too, what I want to accomplish, I think with this first issue, I think for me, what I thought would be cool to accomplish is, number one, we'll build up the characters, which will take a fair portion of the comic. I mean, we're going to try to do it fast, and the intro for at least the first 4, I think, right, Cal, are pretty quick. and we're going to
Yeah.
explore, like Mutt said, with some flashbacks and things like that, because each of these people have had a past that is important, and their choices in the past are going to be important to the book as a whole, I think. But also, I think building the world is really fun and really cool. So it'll be neat to see, like, with all of our work and our input into this, what we're able to, like, what kind of world we're able to make. And it says Phoenix, but wherever they are, like what kind of Phoenix they're in, like what alternate reality of Phoenix that they're living in right now, will be pretty neat. And then how it's going to set up as like a bigger world once we're done with issue 1, and where we can go with it, because I think it really has like a whole lot of potential to be something really exciting, more than just a single issue book.
Yeah, these are fun characters. David Murdoch said it earlier. They're charming, I think is what he said.
Yeah.
I
like
agree.
us.
Kind of like us.
No, I agree. As I'm writing this, I'm like, I'm really enjoying like getting to know the characters, as they're created, at moment by moment. Like particularly Weezer and Buffalo Phil. Like I have like a little kind of like, I don't know, just like a cool little relationship, just like a side thing going with those guys that just kind of wisecrack in. And
I think they could be like
they
could be like a buddy, like a bromance of the the comic for sure. Especially in one of those
thing for me. So yeah.
Yeah, I like.
So
well,
basically, they're gay, right? Is that a
no?
Don't
Excuse
even
me?
Don't even start. But they could like.
Well, now that
especially
we're all
in the
here, I think we
first-
should discuss representation,
There we go.
diversity in our
There we go.
comic.
We did
Macho,
that on
what
the
were you
first day.
saying?
I was gonna say, especially in the first like kind of scene of this whole comic, there's like a very funny sequence, and you'll see their kind of buddy, their team up action, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's fun stuff. Yeah, they're good. They're cool characters. So I have a pitch for Saison based on what you were doing.
Uh-huh.
This is not too far off from what we were talking, but I think it would be cool if like for part of the year, like first of all, like on our home planet, if they didn't, it's kind of like Superman. Like on Krypton, they like everyone was just Kryptonians, but then they come to Earth. Our yellow sun gives them power. I think it'd be cool if on her home planet they just had a season. It was just one season. They were just normal year round.
Ooh, yeah.
So they come to
That's
Earth.
good. That's good.
And so that's why she's used to being just incredibly beautiful all the time. She comes to Earth. It gets to be a winter, as going through fall. She's like starting to feel like bloated, and then winter, or not bloated.
Well, like
Oh man!
fall is like the season of,
deteriorating.
Yeah, fall is the season of rot, so she starts like deteriorating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at winter, she's basically just like, I would just say she's indistinguishable from like an undead creature. And then
Buffalo Phil keeps trying to take her over.
Yeah, and what season is it where she's really big? Is that spring?
Yeah. That's
So
what we
then
were
she's
thinking.
kind of-
Maybe summer.
then she's
Maybe
like-
summer or spring.
Then she's like rebirthed. It'd be cool. Now this is different from what you're drawing, kind of, but not totally. It'd be cool if like when the spring she kind of has completely died and she is reborn into this swamp thingy type creature where like is it Man Thing that's got like the skeleton inside it? You can kind of see.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's Man.
That would be a kind of a really cool, like her silhouette would be pretty similar to what you're doing, but the details would be different, and it would be like,
Man, that's
truly
good. That's
monstrous.
really good, Cal.
oh,
And-
thanks.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And but it would be something she'd never experienced before. And I guess that
make it
could
hay
be.
fever season, and the pollen grants her
Yeah.
superpowers.
It would be kind of cool to see her though. Like, I guess we need to figure out when this happens and how long we have for her to be, or maybe it's like a deal where she discovers the drifters, right? And she like.
Hey, weren't we
goes
saying
through
they were
this
gonna try and fight
process,
her?
right? What's that?
Sorry, I know at one point we talked about they were gonna meet her for the first time and try to fight her because they think she's some kind of like awful monstrosity.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's
could
what
do that.
Stat was pitching that earlier too.
Yeah.
Oh, was that saying that earlier?
He was pitching something, but yeah, I was thinking like, what if
Oh, yeah, there you go.
what if we they they meet her and she goes through this change, and they kind of have to watch her suffer through it, right? But the only problem is that makes having to write it as like a long term, like you're gonna have to like time passes sort of situation.
Or it's just like the first day of fall, she shows up and
yeah, or we could just do like it. I don't know how you'd write that in. Like that's great. I think it's awesome storytelling, but we got to figure out how we write that in so that it makes sense. Or maybe she like, maybe that's just part of her story. Is before they're with her, they, you write that in like maybe from a inward narrative perspective or something. She's like, I came to this planet and I hid. And
yeah, it could be a whole thing where like for like a year they were trying to kill her, and like every time they tried, like she just beat the crap out of them. So they were just this like these annoying pests that kept going after her, and she flicking them off.
Yeah.
Alternately, she literally, like Stat said, she could just crash land, or she could get to Earth in the spring season. So she instantly goes from when enters our solar system or whatever.
Yeah, crashes and she's beautiful, and then turns into this monster.
Or it could be that she like as she enters our atmosphere, or it might even be our solar system. I don't know. Like, I don't know the science of it, but like maybe that's why she crash lands, is she becomes too big for the pod she's in or whatever, or the ship. She just like, I don't know, something like that could happen. And that's why. Yeah. And so she's shocked when she gets to Earth that she's this like lumbering monster. And so she doesn't know why she's a monster. The guys think that she's, all they know is that Jenny sent her to help somebody, but they don't know it's this monster.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I just imagine one scene where like they all get there and like the pod opens up and you don't know what she looks like, and it's just like this grotesque monster looking thing, and like one of them like one of the guys screams or whatever, like yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like that. That's kind of what I was going with female. Is well, I mean, yeah, like that. That's kind of along the same lines of like that she, as she becomes a monster, she just gets really bummed out, and then that turns into anger. She's like a very hulky character in that season. But I'm really interested in the Undead seasons where Buffalo Phil starts identifying with her, like, hey, you're starting to look really hot. No, because he's not attracted to ghosts.
I don't think he's into corpses. That's just what he's stuck with.
But he is into corpses.
Good one, Dad.
I just love the idea that he keeps trying to possess her.
It's like, stop it.
Now, a slight kind of like a side thing with Buffalo Phil is you can. If his mask gets put onto a person, he can actually take them over a live person for a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
And so that's a tactic the team will use every once in a while, but no one likes it. But Phil doesn't like it because he doesn't like, forcing.
He's like gradually draining their life the second he's in there. Like they're
right.
He has to do it quick or they could die.
Yeah.
Scotsman, we talked about that. One of the earlier streams is that depending on where she is, the season might be different. And that could impact, like if they go to like Antarctica or something to fight somebody, she's, she goes there like a with fire powers, thinking she's going to stop whatever's up there, and then it becomes ice. She can't do anything.
Yeah, but I think that we start out simple and just like she's dealing with the area that they're in, and they don't leave the area that they're in necessarily.
Yeah.
Now this is particularly gross because that's when she's her ugliest.
She's hitting on mental staff.
He's like, not this season. Hit me back up in the. Hit me back up in the.
See me in the summer.
In the spring. See me in the spring.
Yeah.
I think since she's not human, like they're the way that it's probably could be an all female, or maybe all like one sex species, so that they all. The only way they reproduce is to like one of them dies out, it leaves its seeds in the ground, and then the other ones grow out of it, or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
They lay eggs.
I like this Weezer, by the way. Looking good.
Very like Aeon Flux looking too.
Yeah. Get out of here. Go on. Go.
Is
Stop
that
it.
dog bothering you? Look at that big dog.
Look at this. Look at this. Ah.
Ah,
Oh, I hate you. Oh, I love you. I'm so sorry. I love you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Nope, don't climb up on top of me. Get off.
Well, I really like the idea of
What?
Weezer wearing a tracksuit. You know?
Go on.
you're like a
Oh
gangster.
God.
Yeah, like a
Oh.
gangster, like an
No.
old town gangster. So I'm trying to remember what a tracksuit looks like, but I'm
Like
not
a
doing
Russian
good job.
gangster. He needs. Get out of here.
He just wants to participate.
I know. No.
That's
Big dumb
Finbar.
dog.
That's
Yeah.
Finbar you're talking to.
Go on, dog.
I like the inhaler utility belt. It's
Yeah.
got all inhalers.
That's all it is. It's just inhalants.
He should have like one of them's like the special one that's just like a steroid.
What
and
if he
can
has
go, like
one?
2 miles?
That's what inhalers are, is a steroid.
No, I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
say,
like
what if he
super
has
powered.
one that's like in case of emergencies, and it was like, you know,
His
like
actual speed.
Jenny mixed him up a special cocktail, and she's like, "Oh, you can only do this once," you know,
Otherwise, he'll just get addicted to it.
Or
he'll
maybe
just
it's
like,
the same stuff that gave him the power, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Like if every time he uses it, it makes his asthma or whatever a little bit worse.
yeah.
He ages a little more.
Dave says this has mystery men potential.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
One of my favorite movies. And
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought of it this entire time we've been working on this team. I don't think I've thought about it once. Maybe
That
in
is-
the beginning I did. But
Still, my favorite thing. My favorite thing in that movie is just the guy that he becomes invisible when nobody's looking.
yes.
Yeah.
That is the
Oh, that's
funniest-
phenomenal. Everything is so good in that movie. I love that I love Greg Kinnear's character just getting like I love he's got the like the sponsor stuff all over him.
Yeah.
He's like the Superman guy.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Oh, is it Frankenstein? What's the Frankenstein guy's name? Casanova Frankenstein. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
There's
I'm
a
gonna watch
book
that tonight.
There's a book I read, and it's by an author called China Miéville, and he's a great author. But it's this world where magic exists, and there's a guy, and his name's like Jason. Like that's the only name you get. But his power is that everybody thinks that they know him from somewhere, but they can't quite place it. And so
That's my power. That's my power. I get that
So
all
they're
the
like,
time.
oh, that's Jason. I'm pretty sure he lives down the hall. He's always super nice, and like, so he uses his power to like get things he needs. He'll be like, "Remember, I'm Jason. Like, you remember where you know me from?" They'll be like, "Oh, I know you from the office. I remember talking to you at the water cooler at the office." They're like, "Yeah, sure, come on in. Like, you don't need to pay." Like, it's just. I was like, that is such a genius superpower. It's so funny.
That's funny. Oh
There
my
was
God.
Get
there
outta
was an
here.
X-Men character who Forget Me Not, was that the guy's name? He's one of these later characters, but like his power was that people just can't remember him,
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
and like he lives at the mansion, but like people just don't remember
just
who he
forget
is.
that he's there. Go, King. Look, I love you, but you're in the way. You're getting in the way.
Big, beautiful dummy.
I read a thing about an X-Men character, and he was the worst, like had the worst power ever. And I forget what his name was, but he had the power to explode and create like a nuclear explosion. But he could only do it once because it would also kill him. And I don't know how they
Oh.
figured that out. But I read something about it. I was like, that's just like useless. Why would somebody even decide
Why would you
that?
make that character?
I know. Why would you even make that character? That's just sad. And they were like, he's the worst X-Men because they keep him around as like a, just in case situation.
Oh my God.
You
I love
know,
the idea
like-
that like he doesn't know he has that power, but like Xavier does, and like just
Yeah,
doesn't tell him.
yeah, and so he just like runs around as this like child with the X-Men, and they're like, "Don't worry, your time will come." You know,
Oh no.
it's just messed up.
So bad. I don't remember what. Do you guys remember this movie? I watched it when I was young, but I don't remember. I just remember there were witches in it. I don't remember what Jack.
I watched it in
Nicholson's
college, and I
character
don't
was.
remember a single thing about it.
I don't remember. I don't remember it either. The Witches of East.
But I remember watching it. That's
I
remember
remember
liking
watching it. Yeah.
It's like one of those movies that like your friend knows in college, and he's always like, "Oh, you're gonna watch this movie; it's the best movie ever." And like you watch it, and it's kind of cool, but like you just you understand why the guy knows this movie.
Hey, stop it! Stop.
Okay.
That's back.
I can't even type. You're
yeah, Weezer. So have we established that he's just old, or is he just aged because of his addiction?
No, I think he's like 27, but
he just looks like a 90-year-old.
Yeah, he looks like a 42, 45-year-old. He's 27.
Oh, so ancient then.
So why does he age faster? Why does he look terrible?
Well, his number one, he had damaged his body from all the huffing and all the
We should do some research to see if people actually.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Have you seen Steve-O?
Yeah, Steve-O's a wreck.
Oh yeah, dude. Steve-O.
I just assumed it was crack.
No, Steve-O was addicted to the things for like when you do whipped cream.
Whip it.
Like the little whippets. He was addicted to those.
Like stupid addiction.
I know,
if you're gonna get addicted to something, have it be cocaine or something. I mean, that's so stupid.
A message from our Christian elder of the group.
Yeah.
Look, if you're gonna get addicted,
get addicted to hard drugs.
Don't get addicted to anything, but if you're going to like go big, like Jesse and Jane on Breaking Bad, do the heroin-meth, where it's like a mixture of heroin and meth.
Be an alcoholic, do speedballs. Go big or go home.
No, don't. But seriously, kids, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
Don't do it.
Oh, look at that guy.
That is great.
Do drugs.
I'm glad did we ever figure out why he had a number 5 on him originally?
No, I forgot to add that.
No,
but why?
Why does he have it?
It never has to be explained.
No, if you don't know, then you don't really understand.
It never has to be explained.
Everybody always asks, and we just never answer.
Yeah, people should ask him. Yeah, people should ask him. He'll be like, you had to be there, really.
Yeah.
Just a walking inside joke.
Yeah.
I'm going to defy you and have an Advil right now. Oh my. There you go.
Yeah, nice.
Very, very nice.
King.
All right, who should I do next?
My dog.
Can we work on COVID ops? I'm calling him. I don't care what you guys want to call him. Call him COVID ops.
Who's that?
Describe him to us.
We work on patients. It's the most generic, stupid, crappy name ever created. I guarantee you, there's already a Patient Zero character out there. But yes, can we work on Patient Zero? Because I feel like we never really worked on a costume. We kind of like threw stuff out.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
The only thing that I feel like should be consistent is his little COVID buds on his head.
And I was just going to counter pitch and say the only thing I want to get rid of is the COVID buds.
Why would you want to get rid of the COVID buds? That's the best part.
That's
I hate it.
That's why you're a writer. Shut up.
It's visually repulsive to me. I look at it and I want to
repulsive. He's the walking
embodiment. Yeah, but I don't want to look at it.
I think
you have to write it. You don't have to look at it.
Look, I think he should.
About it.
Look, maybe you can make it. Maybe we can make it into something else. Maybe it's not hair. Maybe it's a reason. Maybe he has to have it on his suit for a reason.
I didn't say it was literal COVID buds on his head. His hair looks like COVID buds. Like
he shouldn't. He shouldn't be able to like breathe. I feel like he should have like some sort of respirator on because he literally will make people sick if he's closer than 6 feet, right?
Yeah, we talked about him having like an actual social distance bubble. Like you just can't get close to him. Like even if you wanted to, you can't get close to him because he just has this constant bubble.
He's our safe space.
And that's why he has none, which is hilarious that he has nunchucks because he can't use them.
Yeah, right. He should always just have them on his belt, but he never actually gets to pull them out. Well, I guess like he could because he's trying to hurt other people, Not his friends, but.
But we had talked about, I think at the time, because it was at the height of Hush Hush, Koof, and he was wearing like a surgical mask, and
yeah.
I think Mutt drew him with like mucus all over his body or something disgusting.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I think we need to change that.
Can we kill him off in the first issue?
Hey, I'm the one that
grosses me
started.
out.
I came up with the first character and got the ball rolling. You don't you get rid of him?
That's right.
You already
gotta
changed his
keep him.
name. You want to get rid of his buds. You want to change everything about him.
We have to keep him. We definitely do, because if we don't, we'll
No,
have to hear
stop
Mark complain about it for the rest
Yeah.
of our lives.
You will.
Oh no, there's a Patient Zero by Image Comics.
Of course there is. It's the most
Yeah.
generic
Oh, well.
name on the
Yeah.
planet.
You have to kill him
So
off.
it
So
up.
what?
Patient Zero.
He's not like our guy.
Let's learn about Patient Zero. Do you want to learn about Patient Zero?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, hold on.
I'm thinking trench coat, man. I'm thinking like he's the trench coat guy.
He just looks dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Yeah,
It's like
Trenchcoat
the-
might- yeah, that would
More like genuinely homeless looking. you
He's
know,
like Plague Doctor, kind of, right?
and I think he's
Yeah.
barefoot.
Calling him Delta.
No. We have to create a super villain that's his counterpart called Delta Variant, and
He's a very-
like that's
Oh, you
that's
know
the
what?
second storyline.
No, look. He is like the Weapon X program.
there you
Version
go.
Of, he's the Wolverine in our comic.
I'll tell you another
He's-
dark idea if you want to. Oh, by the way, you got a stream there to check out.
He's the loner. He's the loner kind of Wolverine character.
I'll tell you one dark plot we could have is that everybody he helps, like after this plot line, everyone he helped turns out they become like a variant. You have this whole zombie plot line because they all became a variant of
Oh
him.
man,
That's
That
not
would be-
bad.
dude, I love dark outcomes like that. Man, I thrive on writing crap like that. I'm in.
Okay, I kind of
Yes.
it might be kind of cool actually.
What we're going to do is we're basically going to take this character who's rather silly and topical.
And make it really cool.
We're going to take it and we're going to really work hard to make it something that's actually very cool.
Yeah.
Comic Artist Pro Secrets is streaming, Mutt. In case you didn't.
Of course.
Yay!
Heads up
Bye,
there.
2 viewers.
Yeah. No,
You guys stay with us. EVS ain't got nothing on this show,
Nothing,
obviously.
nothing. Creating.
Someone's gonna clip this and be like, "Blood sports."
Yeah, right.
Bring it.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. War of the
I'm
YouTubers.
I'm just tired of the current I'm tired of the Comicsgate stream. It's the constant drama is killing me. I haven't watched EVS in a while though, so maybe it's better now. But
I think
Yeah, I
he's
was
doing
getting sick
more
of
of the comic book king stuff now, where
He's
he's
just-
really
they're just promoting stuff now.
yeah. It's like
Mostly
he's just
promo
got
stream.
he's got all the pros on there they got books, and it's just a big show about that. And they do talk topics still.
yeah. Thank you, David. Fauci's definitely going to be a villain in this comic. Thank you. Absolutely, 100%.
And the stream gets shut down immediately.
Yeah, I know.
Of course, this Drifters is what infamously
can't-
shut down Macho's stream for like a year.
That's right. That's
I
right.
This
know, it
character
did.
specifically because we kept saying COVID on the stream and they shut it down.
That's right.
Yep. It did. It shut it down. I can't find any information on Patient Zero from Image Comics.
Huh.
like
Maybe
there's
somebody
not-
would
Yeah,
kinda
crap, side
came and
character like in the background, I bet.
Adventure Horror Image Comics. Patient Zero issue 1. Oh wait, is this the whole comic book? Somebody put it out online. I could read the whole thing. Wow.
Call him variant, and every time he ejects fluid, takes a leak, it makes another evil.
We're not
Ugh,
doing
gross.
ejecting of fluids. That's just gross stat.
That's just asking.
Why
for
did he have?
trouble.
Why couldn't he just say every time he pees? He had to say every time he ejects fluid.
Yeah.
In the
gross.
Maya language. In the Maya
That's how he
language.
says.
we
Yeah,
call it-
that's just how Stat talks at
call
home. He's
that
like, "Oh, I
him,
gotta go
the
inject
fat-
fluids.
That's hilarious.
I gotta go eject a solid. I'll be right back."
Eject a solid. Oh man, that's awful.
Man, I felt a little come up in my throat there. That was terrible.
Can we give him like a really dirty like somebody picked a surgical mask up off the floor?
Yeah.
Or I just found out somebody in my neighborhood says they call it sheep droppings. See a mask
What?
on the
This
ground.
is
Sheep droppings.
No, when they see a mask on the ground, they call it a sheep dropping.
Oh,
hey Mutt. This is my favorite version of this character so far.
Okay.
yeah, this is cool.
I'm liking it.
He's very like
it.
Arnold
Except-
from the first Terminator. Like
I don't know, dude. I like the face. I don't know.
You
Maybe
gonna-
give him one of those masks that's clear and it only covers like your mouth, but like there's no purpose for it because all the air can come out the top. But I like his face a lot. I like him looking sad. If he's 6 feet away from someone, he doesn't have to wear a mask.
You can make on a frowny face with a mask. It'd be a really tight mask. Just make it like ripped, like it's an old one that just got ripped up, so you see a little bit of his mouth.
Or it's
hanging
one
off
of those
his face
masks
a little bit.
It's a prank mask that looks like it's a human face. You know, people get all upset over those. Have you seen those people that do those videos?
Yeah,
They go in the store and someone's like, "Excuse me, you're not wearing a mask." Like, you're a moron, and yes, I am. Oh my gosh, I gotta stop.
You're gonna get a shutdown. Stop it.
No,
Yeah. It's basically just Cal at Costco every.
Just put a camera on Cal at Costco, and that's your YouTube channel right there.
Oh yeah.
Costco don't require a mask anymore, so I'm good.
But they still yell at them just for old time's sake. It's like,
Yeah, right.
This.
"Hey, you get out of here!" And they
Let's
wink
do
at 'em.
like the cloth mask where you can still see the outline, of
Yeah.
the face.
Yeah.
Do that.
I like it.
Yeah, I guess that'll work.
I'll make it work.
I did that for a while.
Why don't you
where I
make,
did
hey,
like
Cal? Why
the-
don't you make your own character? Make your own character.
He has.
Enough of this.
I did make my own character.
Can we just put him in this book? This is never gonna.
Put Cal in the book.
No, put
No.
Shinobi Sasquatch in the
Shinobi
book.
Sasquatch.
Oh, yeah,
Why
yeah.
not?
And
He's
call
in
him
the
Shinobi
Graveyard-
Sasquatch.
He's in
He's
one
in-
of the Graveyard Shift books, so he's out there. He's in something already, and he's in Monster MD versus Shinobi Sasquatch.
Oh,
That's right.
you know who Mutt, who we have to kind of sneak into this book, like
Who?
for real. We have to figure out how to do it.
What?
Is Septinov, 7 of 9.
Yeah, he's got to exist in this universe.
He has
as
to
well.
exist in this universe. It's like just one of those things.
Maybe we make him like one of those celestial beings or something, like an angel.
An angel. Wait, 7 of 9, the Twitter guy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
he like has basically single-handedly, brought together the entirety of indie comics by appearing in almost everybody's comic book in one
Has he really?
fashion. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like
I've seen him in
seriously-
the cash grab one. I haven't seen him in another
Yeah,
one.
he's in Cash Grab. He's in,
He's in Hero.
Hero. He's in he's in he's the one of
he's the
bad
big
guys.
boss
Yeah.
before you get to the big boss.
He's the
Oh, I
big
gotta put him in
boss in
Starfetch then.
yeah.
Shoot.
He needs to be in. He's in what's it called? What's EVS's comic again? What's it called?
EVS's comic? Is that Rainbow
Yeah.
Brute?
No, what's the one?
Cyberfrog?
Cyberfrog, that's the one. He's in Cyberfrog.
Yeah, he's in Cyberfrog.
What else is he in? He's in the one Michael Derrick's book, The Abductables.
Yeah,
Is he in the Abductables?
Yeah, he's in another book where he's like dressed up in a suit.
he's in Lone Wolf.
Yeah, he's in Lone Wolf.
Someday he will be in Shinobi Sasquatch. Someday.
Can
Yeah.
he just be Can he just be Weezer?
He's very serious that he has 1% body fat. Like when we were creating the character, he said that the character has to have 1% body fat and no more because that's how much he has.
Even Jordan was 2%. That's insane.
He's a skinny
So,
man.
What do you guys think of Murdoch's comment
It
here?
would look cool maybe if the masks were dug in and cutting in like it was too tight. He's been wearing it for years. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Do it. Yeah,
That's
I
a little-
don't
that's a
think he
little
needs to have his face
horror
covered. It's just the concept of the mask is kind of a nice touch to the original
I
concept.
like it. I like the just the.
By the way,
crazy
any
tight
ideas
mask.
the chat comes up with, you are getting 0 credit when this comes out. So we
Yeah,
disclaimer.
No,
Disclaimer.
yeah,
You
no.
know, I'm going
Maybe we'll
back
put
on
we'll put a special thanks at the end.
I like David's idea, but here's the thing: masks are proven not to be effective. So, and COVID ops would know that. I mean, patient zero, he'd know that. So I don't think he'd wear a
Don't
mask.
ever
He'd
call
know
him
that it's
COVID
pointless.
ops. That's just giving fuel to the fire. If you call him,
You know
COVID
what?
ops,
He's got to be that should just be the name of his program he came from. It's COVID Ops. His Weapon X.
They were weaponizing the virus.
The vid.
I'm telling you, he's the Weapon X of this team.
What? Oh man! Somehow or another, we're going to end up justifying all this reasoning and giving Mark what he wants after all this time. I refuse.
It took a year. I've been playing the long game.
But I can't deny that that's the best idea. That he was intended to be Patient Zero as a part of COVID ops to destroy people, but he escaped and turned it into a good thing.
Yeah. Well, how about
But it may end up just being a bad thing if he ends up creating variants everywhere.
He didn't. Well, he didn't know. How about this? Like they didn't know when they were creating him this to be this like super spreader that that he would be able to have the power that he has to like kind of
control it, take away.
Take away sickness as well as give it. Yeah.
That's a pretty good idea. I think you guys should kind of consider that.
I considered.
Well, I'm talking to the guys
the actual writers.
I will fully implement that upon Macho's approval if we get rid of the mask completely and give him that frowny face he had earlier.
This is just Cal just being really mad at people wearing masks.
I like I like the idea. Maybe we could have a happy medium, and the mask is like kind of. I like the idea of it being like ripped up and shredded. And you can kind of see his mouth sometimes.
Isn't that isn't that what David said a minute ago? Something like that.
I think so. Yeah, something like somebody said something.
I don't mind if you can make out the shape of a mouth. I just think the mask in terms of theme, I think is appropriate.
He might be like horribly mutated or not mutated, but like kind of scarred up or whatever because of the COVID plus vaccine, whatever we're gonna call it.
Can we name him Johnson?
I don't understand this, but it seems hilarious to me.
Based on
what if his last name is Johnson? What if his name is Pfizer Johnson?
Pfizer Johnson. His power is
he has no diggity, no doubt.
He clogs people's arteries. Is that his superpower? Yeah. Gives people.
He looks like Doug. He looks like Doug right now.
Inevitably, okay. If
nobody likes Doug.
Listen,
I love Doug. I was thinking Doug today when you said it, and I went to a dark place.
Or Doug Ernst. I like Doug Ernst. When I create a character, or when I'm part of creating a character, and it's kind of funny, the more that I write, though, the more of the stupid stuff I want to remove. Like Shinobi Sasquatch used to be also a medical doctor, and then when I started seeing Rob's art, I was like, okay, I'm getting rid of the medical doctor part because all the other stuff goes together. The doctor was just to make it zany and stupid.
Yeah.
So that's my like thinking on COVID.
Well, this is still this team isn't meant to be taken too seriously either, though. This is kind of a silly.
Yeah, it is a silly book, and I agree.
Yeah,
I like. Buffalo Phil is the guy who peed in a jar during a college trip and was possessed by an Oni mask.
Shinobi Sasquatch is still a goofy book. But there's in my mind, there's a line somewhere, and I can't quantify.
Nobody sees that.
I can't really tell you where it is. When you read it, you will. When you read it, you will. But it's and that's the thing. So with COVID ops here, there you go, Mark. I want to get rid of the.
Feeds me.
I want to make him look.
No, you're not losing the buds.
Of like
I'm vetoing that. The buds are staying.
I mean, the buds might stay, but I kind of. I might be like on Cal's side here.
I'm getting to know these characters, and I'm taking them seriously. It's still going to be a funny, zany book, but the characters themselves need to be, I don't know, less. I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Well, no, let me give you the justification. It's a walking virus, and the virus has those buds on it. The guy's basically just a walking virus. The buds aren't a silly concept. That's what viruses look like. The cells.
Yeah, but he's not. His head is
a walking virus. He's a walking mutated person who is a virus.
Yeah. Let's let the character sketch like pan out and just see, because I kind of get both sides at this point. I guess like I do like I think I'm warming to the fact of him having a mask in because. Like it's not because he's scared of spreading it. He's like, he's a shabby looking homeless dude. Like he hasn't no shoes on, like he's wearing the mask because he's like messed up and he doesn't want to like scare kids on the street and stuff. I think
Also, if he's
All right, that
escaping
makes
some kind of experimental thing, it's just probably what he had on anyway.
Yeah, right. Like, and he's wearing it as like maybe. I mean, like I like to imagine he's a little bit messed up. He's wearing sunglasses and this like mask.
Yeah,
And
like
he
if
has
you
this
take
like
this
weird.
off, if you take this off, it's very scary. You know what I mean? Like you
Like
take the
Darkman.
glasses off.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Like Darkman.
hey, hear me out. If he listen, if he's wearing a mask and sunglasses to cover a grotesque face, he's gonna leave those freaking buds on the top of his head. Like that's not gonna get the same response from little kids as a
What if he?
disfigured
All right,
face.
how about this? What if we can make What if we can make everybody happy? What if he keeps the buds, but he like has like a hood on sometimes? Like sometimes he's like he has his thing.
Yeah, that's fine. You
And
can
then
go
like but like he'll pop it off before he starts fighting because that's where like the COVID is released. The spores are released. What about that?
yeah,
He
I don't
looks
care if
like
he covers it up. I just want them there.
large. Yeah.
yeah. Like sometimes he's hanging out. Like when he's at Jenny's, right? When he's at Jenny's halfway house, he's just sitting around with his hoodie on and his buds are covered up. But when he goes into action,
Large March. Who was that Mortal Kombat character, Cabal? He used to take his mask off and scare the guys to death for his finishing move. No,
I vaguely remember
Yeah,
that.
it's gross, man. Just like gross.
just because you think something is gross isn't a reason to veto something.
I gotta
think
walk
it's
away
icky.
from it.
Oh.
I gotta walk away. Oh man,
Did he
Cal,
really do that?
Cal walked
He's-
off.
he walked
Did we
off.
really get a Cal walk off?
He's so invested, guys. Like he's very invested. Like he's back.
I'm just grossed out. I'm grossed. I want to vomit. I'm so grossed out.
Why are
this.
you grossed out?
This
It's
never even came up in the
gotta
last
be-
year that we've been
it's a
showing this
thing.
team, and suddenly you're grossed out by it.
No, I'm always grossed out by it. But the more we talk, the beard thing it threw me. Oh my gosh.
Beard buds.
Well, I say if you're completely grossed out by it, that means it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm into it more.
When's this stream
Picturing
over?
Cal like with
Jeez,
fever,
Cal.
like shivering in fever. You're trying to write this comic for us. Keeping it down.
All right, so like instead of nunchucks, though, I'm thinking he's got like these batons, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
doesn't even
devil.
technically have to have a weapon. I think the nunchucks were a joke originally because he
Yeah.
has a social distance bubble. He can't use them.
Yeah, I'll just make his hands like that.
Ew, gross.
Oh
That's
yeah,
cool. I can dig that.
Yeah. I mean,
that doesn't
like,
gross you out, but red
Nope.
red dreadlocks is your thing that freaks you out.
It's unnatural. It's gross.
It's unnatural.
It grosses me out.
Unnatural.
Everybody-
A man with no skin. That's natural.
It's natural. At least that's what happens when you take skin off. But like the buds, and the beard.
Well, that's what happens when you genetically mutate.
Look, imagine this is just one of
Features.
those weird, messed up movies that you watch, Cal. Art house horror movies that you watch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
pretend it's
And you should
Maggie
be
or whatever that
fine.
movie is that he likes. Is it Maggie?
I still haven't seen that.
What's the? No, it's the space
Mandy.
one. Like
Oh, Mandy.
It's a
You know what
space
I
one.
saw
Space one,
last
Mandy.
night? I saw Halloween Kills last night.
And
Eh.
yeah.
It had no
Okay.
purpose of being.
I will say this: Chucky, the TV series, episode 1 is free on YouTube. Give it a watch.
Is it good?
Chucky
I'm
the
not
series.
opposed to a Chucky show. I thought that's kind of cool.
The main character, the teenager, he's gay. That's the only thing that threw me, but it doesn't really. I mean, other than the fact that his cousin like makes fun of him for his sexuality, it doesn't really focus on it very much. If the rest of the season goes the way episode 1 did, it's going to be really good. It's good, but if they start focusing on his sexual identity and his relationships, it's going to suck.
Yeah.
But Brad Dourif came back for it. That's what made me want to watch it. The voice of Chucky, he didn't come back for the remake because he was like, no, I don't sign off on this. This is awful. But
Did he back for this one?
for the TV show, he's like, yeah, I'm back. I'm doing it. The whole show, the whole series. So,
Interesting.
yeah. So check it out.
Funny sad story about Chucky. My wife got a new job, and you guys know about it. But
Yeah.
she's working with people on an inpatient unit at a hospital, like inpatient psychiatric ward. And she said the other day she was going in to do a group therapy session with a bunch of the patients in this one particular ward that's like more acute mental illnesses. And she walked in and they were watching TV and they were watching Chucky. And she was like, this is a terrible thing for people in a psychiatric ward to be watching. This is really, really bad. Why is this on? Which I thought was hilarious.
Puts the slasher genre in a great direction.
So David here, Mark, I'm sorry. I'm going to trust David over you on the horror.
Well, no,
he's
here's what
my
I'll say.
boy on horror.
Here's what I'll say about it. No, I'll say I can understand why some people probably dug it. My issue, it had no purpose existing because it pretty much undoes everything the first one was meant to accomplish, where they were rebooting this whole series. They were kind of taking that supernatural element away from Mike Myers.
Yeah.
They brought it all back. Like, he's basically an invincible ghost again. And and the whole movie is just them preaching about, this really the true evil is this man. He's infested this town, and everybody's just a horrible person now because of. But I will say the kills in it were, like, if you're into that, awesome. Like, every death in the movie was like phenomenal. So I was entertained. Like, the whole theater dug it.
All right.
Yeah, the whole theater was having fun. Like, people were enjoying it because it was just it wasn't. I don't know. It was fine, but it just the whole, like, they kind of preached at you for like a good 30 minutes in between about, like, the evil of man, and this is how he's affected our town. And yeah, it wasn't. They got a little too preachy and a little too philosophical with Mike Myers.
Same problem with that show on Netflix, the Mike Flanagan show, Midnight Mass. Same thing, just so atheistic, preachy, like, just like. I guess I've never watched any of his other shows, but he did the ghost haunting one. Apparently, he's like real talky in his writing, but I don't know. I'm watching it going, wow, okay. So the writer's atheist, I can tell that. But these like 10-minute long conversations about like the philosophy, it's like it's so boring and like unnecessarily philosophical. Like, just entertain me. Just make me.
Yeah, no, I'll say this. It was entertaining. Like, it wasn't. I can't say it was a bad movie. Like, I had fun watching it, but there was just this weird drag in between where they kind of just. It almost seemed like you just didn't know why they made the movie in the first place. Like, they had a really good direction with the first one.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of like, I don't know. I guess we'll just do this with it. Oh yeah, and stat they could have given him Trump here. Apparently, Jamie Lee Curtis was running her mouth saying that the movie was about the January 6th insurrection or something.
Oh my god!
I didn't get that from it, but I can understand.
Wow.
I could see what a part that she would have taken and been like, "This is clearly the insurrection." But yeah, no. yeah.
Oh my gosh, that thing is
Butterface
getting more
killed
press.
me. She killed me.
Oh, Jamie Lee.
Old lady Butterface is what I'm going to call her from now on.
I'll say she's in the movie, but like she just sits in a hospital bed the whole movie. Like she's barely in it.
Wow.
It's just, she kind of like preaches a little bit in the middle, and then she doesn't. I don't think she ever even comes in contact with Mike Myers at all during the movie.
Okay, updated take.
I like it. Other than the buds, which
that's a weird issue to have with it, dude.
I like it. But that's not the artist's fault. That's just the design fault. Yeah, but I like it. I like the face. I like the sunglasses and the mask. It looks good. It looks menacing.
Yeah.
I like the Invisible Man a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. I think we can get somewhere with this design, like in a horror kind of way, scary kind of way. Like it's got a menacing appeal to it. So this character kind of went from being topical and weird. We kind of made it real serious.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. We got to get David on for David and Kevin McDougal on for a special Halloween.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
That'd be fun
if they're up for it.
Yeah,
there are horror. I mean, they're more horror like aficionados than I am. I'm kind of, I'm kind of like horror light a lot of the time, but these guys they're serious.
Okay,
They're pushing him
next?
in a
Yeah, and David, you probably, I'm guessing you're a horror guy, so you probably have a better take on this than I would. I'm not huge into the horror films. It seemed like the whole movie served zero purpose by the end of it. It was like, oh, well, we're just back to square one. The more people are dead now. Like, it didn't seem to push it anywhere.
Okay, so David, on that note, I don't know if you saw the third, no, I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, but they did a similar, like in the third I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, the fisherman went from a flesh and blood normal fisherman revenge killer to an undead zombie / ghost, and it was so stupid. Like, you don't know, like he's a ghost sometimes, he's a zombie other times. Like, you just don't know. It's so stupid. And it sounds like they're taking Michael Myers in a similar direction. I mean, they did it with Jason Voorhees a long time ago. Like, he went from just a guy who like is hard to kill to like a literal zombie.
Yeah.
Just a murder robot, Like I was talking to my son. I was talking to my son about it earlier, like how I like those murder robot movies, like Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees, but they're not as fun as like the Chuckies and the Freddies, But I don't know, with Michael Myers, like they're never going to make him anything more interesting than a murder robot. But if they make him like an undead murder robot, at least he can keep going for generations. I don't know.
Yeah, can we put up the spoiler banner for a minute? I imagine you guys aren't going to watch this movie because I don't think you guys are huge. Yeah. So basically, the whole movie, they're hunting him down. Basically, the whole town is just fed up with Mike Myers, and so they're hunting him down. And by the end of it, you have this whole angry mob is finally like fed up with him. They keep saying like the evil dies tonight, and they surround him and they beat him to death. They shoot him in the chest. They kill him. The one of the girls, the daughter of what's her face, Jamie Lee Curtis. Her daughter comes up and stabs him in the head with a knife. And like he's dead, like the dude is dead. And then Jamie Lee Curtis starts giving a speech about like, oh, maybe he's just like the embodiment of all maybe we feed his abilities because you can't actually kill evil. And then so this whole crowd is there, like just like 20 something people around him. While she's giving the speech, the daughter walks off. He just gets up and just kills everybody. Like 20 people, just like they all try to stop. Like all the characters that you kind of were a little bit attached to. Just kills them all. They're all dead. Then he walks up to the house. So the daughter looks up at the window of his old house and sees the kid in the little clown costume, like the first movie. And so she walks up, looks out the window that he's always staring out of, and then he just shows up and kills her. And then the movie ends.
That's like, stupid.
I'm sorry. They brought it back as like just he's he's supernatural again. Like you can't kill him.
Yeah, David's right about this. I mean, the fire that killed him in the previous movie I keep clicking on.
In the previous one, they established like he might have gotten away by the end of it. Like the fire was there, and like he wasn't there when to look back. Okay, maybe he got out. And they show that in this one. He comes out of the fire. I mean, that's just real life. That's just real life.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, but yeah, they show him he comes out of the fire, and the movie does like every horror trope that like, and even action movie tropes where people attack you one by one, where there's like always this crowd of people and they all come at you one on one. They wait for the guy to get killed, and the next guy comes in. It's like he escapes the house because the fire department's there, and these four or five firemen are there. They have their axes. They have like the cutting thing, like the buzzsaw, and they all go after him one by one. He just slaughters them. Like the big, like burly, like fireman guys. Like they should have at least made a dent.
Right.
The whole movie's like that. Like everybody has a gun, and they, nobody can shoot him from far away. Like everybody's a horrible shot, or they get really close to him and like try to shoot him point blank, and he just grabs the gun, and he's like John Wick in the movie. Like he just it just seems a little silly. Like it kind of defeated the whole. Like the last one, like they made it a little more believable. Like he was just this ex-con. He was just like crazy strong. Or not ex-con, but like he breaks out of the insane asylum. He's just like ridiculously, freakishly strong and hard to kill, which is fine. But this one, they literally killed him, and he just like. I think
that's scarier.
Yeah. Like
somebody who's just freakishly strong.
So while you guys were talking about that, I was looking. There's I got sucked in. There's a comic book website called Read All Comics, and it has like it has like everything on here.
Huh.
It's crazy. Like I just started like looking up.
I had a similar website that seemed illegal.
Yeah, I don't know how they have done this, but like what's like let's see, X-Men. Look up X-Men. Oh wait, it says no results for X-Men. All right, hold on. Let's see, Spawn. And there is 319 issues of Spawn, including
That's all Spawn.
Yeah. And like it's all issue 319 is here. Like I can scroll through the entire comic. It's crazy. I don't know how they've done this.
There was a service called Jetflix, not Netflix, that my wife and I subscribed to for a while that had everything that's on Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, had everything. And I'm like, there's no way this is gonna stay forever. So yeah, and eventually it just shut down. I'm like, well, okay, I expected that. Yeah, just like $7 a month, and you got everything you would have gotten for like $50 a month with all the other services.
This has like all the
awesome.
like I just looked up like Batman. Like there's every Batman. Like I'm looking at Batman Hush right now. Like it has them all. It's great.
Yeah, I dig the tropes. Yeah, also about the movie ending like Empire. The movie was more like if you finished Return of the Jedi and Vader got up from his little pillar of fire and killed Luke. It's more like what the movie ended like.
So,
I get what they're going for. Like they're trying to set up a trilogy, but
David's saying there's a true like last one, right? Like there's a like this is supposed to set up the end.
Yeah, which is fine. It just kind of came out of nowhere. Suddenly, it's like supernatural.
So I'm curious about the Candyman. I'm sure it's awful. I mean, the first one was so good.
Oh, so scary.
I can't imagine them doing a good job remaking it. But knowing that it's made by people who like specifically want to exclude white people from everything, like, well, okay. Listen, I understand in the past, like a long, long time ago, white people were really mean to black people. But right now, I mean, most of us don't. I mean, I don't know if I know any other than a Democrat who unfriended me because I voted for Trump. I don't know of anyone who's actually racist. Like, I don't know personally anyone who's actually racist, but like, except for my Democrat friend who is still friends with our friend who went to prison for having images of child pornography on his computer.
Oh, goodness.
Still friends with him.
Yeah,
but I voted for Trump. And so, and it's over. It's like, no, I can't be friends with you. It's like, but the other guy, the pictures, the computer, you remember that whole thing? I mean, yeah. So it's a little ridiculous.
It's like, yeah, but he couldn't vote.
That's true. That's true. He's off the hook because he could not vote. He was in prison making making burritos in trash can lids on over a fire or whatever it was. he told me about his culinary deeds in prison.
But yeah, it is. I'm pooing on the movie, but it is a fun movie. Like if you just go to the theater with some people who just, it's not scary at all. It's just it's really gory and suspenseful in some parts. But
yeah,
it's fun. Like you'll have fun watching it. Like the kills are really good. Like, they're really disturbing.
Cool Oni mask, Mutt. Good job, man.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Very nice.
Creepy.
Well, gentlemen, we are at an hour.
Yep.
A little over.
Hour and 30 minutes.
Hour 30 minutes.
We're gonna, we'll probably wrap this up, but we'll let Mutt keep drawing some characters. I think I'm most excited about Buffalo Phil personally. Really,
yeah, he's my favorite.
I think he might be my.
Yeah.
I think Buffalo Phil might be my favorite too. This looks really cool.
Phil's my favorite. Cezanne in the winter months will be my favorite, I think.
That was good.
Pretty lady. But yeah, I think let's so I guess we'll just we'll wrap this thing up, and then next week we'll probably get back to more of a typical Breaking Rad with some more of our typical world famous segments. But yeah, we just wanted to jump back into the Drifters, see what you guys thought, and we were excited to work on it, so I think that's why we
Yeah.
It's fun.
I mean,
Got it.
I've definitely been wanting to get back into it. I definitely pushed for this kind of stream tonight because
Sure.
I just want to keep this thing kind of fresh in my mind and I just think it's got a lot of potential. So I'm really excited to get it done. You know, to find an artist, to find the perfect beats of the story, and to just to kind of keep hammering it. And as you can hear and see from us, we're all four passionate about it, and that's a good thing because we're going to whittle away at it until we come up with the perfect set of storylines and teams and everything. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, this is a good idea, man.
So, I want to run a Twitter poll that hopefully you guys will all retweet. If you guys want to see, Mark doesn't think it's a good idea. I do. If you want to see a table read of the script so far, I'm interested.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I just thought for the stream tonight it might not be the best. Like if we.
Oh, okay.
But no, if you want to plan one and just have that set up as the premise and.
But I want to know if people want that. If they don't, if no one wants it, then we don't do it. But we need to enlist a couple of people to help us out, so none of us is doing two parts. And you know. Yeah.
We can skip. We can get. We'll figure out some people.
Not skits. Skip. I always want to call them skits. Skip.
We should get like Rick Piper to do one.
I want Rick Piper to come on and do a segment called Canadian Snacks. I'm really trying to figure out how we can set that up because I find those to be extraordinarily entertaining, and I think that our audience would dig it too.
Yeah.
You know, Stat, you can read too, but you have to do it in a British accent because
we all think you're.
I just don't want to lose the illusion.
Yeah.